going to ask Ms. Holly to have our prayer. Bow your head, please.
Father, we come before you tonight just thanking you for another day, thanking you for life, health, and strength. Most of all, God, we ask that you bless this meeting tonight. Let us remove self, what we want, and let us do what is right for the citizens of this community. So I thank you for that, God. I also ask that you bless our leadership all over this world, God, because we are in dire need of good leadership. And right now, Father, we are really lacking. So I ask that you bless from the White House right on to the State House to the local authorities. So I thank you right now for that. I pray everyone's strength. I just thank him just to be here another day. And this is my prayer, and I say amen.
Amen. Last week, I got a call that our flags were out of place. So we're going to put them in place tonight before we do the, it's got to go on the other side.
That one on the other side?
Got it?
Now let's stand and pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. And I do appreciate that call that I did get about that, so that means that people are looking. I like that. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Make a motion that we approve the agenda as presented.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. I now call on the police department, bring their candidate that's got to be sworn in tonight, and Angela will do the swearing in.
This side. They can see in the camera.
Okay.
I'll say aye, and you state your name, and then once I get through reading, you just need to say, so help me God. Okay? I
Dwight Whitaker II.
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of North Carolina and to the constitutional powers and authorities which are or may be established for the government thereof. That I will endeavor to support, maintain, and defend the Constitution of said state, not inconsistent with the Constitution of the United States. That I will be alert and vigilant to enforce the criminal laws of this state. That I will not be influenced in any manner on account of personal bias or prejudice. And that I will faithfully and impartially execute the duties of my office as a law enforcement officer according to the best of my skill, abilities, and judgment. So help me God.
So help me God.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
You got a chance to speak if you want to.
You want me to go ahead and introduce him officially?
Yes.
He's a little bit lower, but, so this is Dwight Whitaker. He comes to us from Durham. He has 2 children. He graduated from BLET in 2020 from Wake Tech. His prior experience is a company police officer. He was highly recommended by Durham council members for activities mentoring troubled youth. And I'm going to tell you guys, so we had the opportunity, he came to our blessing of the badge ceremony. He had not even officially been sworn in or had his stuff yet, but he and his family came to the blessing of the badge ceremony, and it was really great to meet them, and we think he's going to be an awesome addition to our police department. So we're really excited.
Congratulations. I now we'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I made that motion.
Huh?
I made that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Public comments, Kim, come forward and introduce the new hires.
All right, so we're going to start off with Jacob Wolbeck. He is our new addition to the electric department. He is a lineman 3. He just graduated from Nash Community College. He is from Godwin, and he started May the 22nd, 2023. So we're really excited to have him as well. Do you want to say anything?
Thank y'all for the opportunity. It's a blessing to come here and do what I want to do for the rest of my life. I appreciate y'all for the opportunity.
Welcome.
Good deal.
In the library, we were able to hire Emma Parenti. She's actually not here tonight, but you all may know that last name because her brother was Jacob. He used to work for us in the planning department, and now he's back as a contract worker. She is going to be part-time at the library, and she's also started on May the 22nd. And then we have Miss Deborah Creighton. She is joining us in the planning department. She is from the Benson area, and she has prior planning experience, which is great for that department. And she started with us on May the 30th. Do you want to say anything?
Thank you for this opportunity. I look forward to working with all of you.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then, of course, Mr. Dwight that we've already recognized. But did you want to say anything? You were good? Put you on the hot seat.
I just want to say it's an honor and privilege to serve you all as a law enforcement officer in Johnson County, especially the visitors and the citizens of Benson. My job is to focus on community-oriented policing and bridging the gaps between the community and law enforcement, and that's by excellent law enforcement service. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone wishing to address the board, asked to come provide your name and address for the record. Come forward. Anyone that wants to come and speak, come forward.
First of all, I apologize for being late. We were trying to find the place. But it is a great honor and a privilege. And I know, excuse me, because I do cry easy. I'm apologizing now. But thank you for giving my grandson, Dwight Whitaker, an opportunity to do what I know he'll do a great job at. He loved people. People love him. He knows how to relate to people, all kinds of people. And I know that he would do a great job for you all. And I thank you for giving him that opportunity. Thank you so much.
Give her your name and address.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, why don't we have his family stand up and let's recognize him.
Everyone with the family, stand up, please. That's great. Anyone else wishes to come before the board to speak? No one else coming forward? We close the individual process. We now go to public hearing. Ike, I call on you to tell us the things we have to do.
You talking about for the budget?
Oh, wait a minute, let's cover the budget first.
I'll say I'll do my best, but.
All right, Kimberly.
So, per general statute, we have to open up for public hearing on the budget. And that is tonight. And we'll go back into notes on the budget in old business, but we just need to open it for public comment.
All right, we open it for public hearing. Okay, Ike.
Just
You just need to.
for
You don't
those,
wanna say anything?
No, I don't need to
No,
say anything about the budget.
not for this.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Just, you need to.
Anyone that wants to come forward, we've opened the public hearing. Anyone that wants to come forward and speak in favor of the budget, come forward now. Anyone that wants to come forward and speak in favor of the budget, come forward now. No one coming forward, we go to anyone that is opposed to the budget, come forward. Anyone that's opposed to the budget, come forward. Well, no one's coming forward. We close the public hearing. Any questions from the group here? Well, there's no public to discuss, so we close the public hearing. Okay, now, Ike, we got SUP 2023-03.
Well, I think Ms. Joseph's going to probably talk more than me to open up the public hearing on that, but I will remind you that although this is I guess you'd call it a comparatively minor application for placement of a manufactured home as opposed to, say, preliminary site plan review or preliminary subdivision review or something of that nature. It is a quasi-judicial hearing, so it's the type of hearing where the board sits as like a panel of judges. You're to base your decision tonight on competent, substantial, relevant evidence entered into the hearing tonight and presented to you tonight, and all the parties therefore must be sworn.
We'll go ahead and swear.
She gonna swear in.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that first. And while she's walking up there to do that, if there's any, if there's any conflicts of interest or ex parte communications that the board needs to disclose, that now would be the time to do that before the hearing starts.
Okay,
All right, thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Good to see you all this evening. I'll present my staff report, and I'll ask for a motion to enter the application packet as well as my staff report into the record.
I'll entertain a motion to put that into the record.
I made that motion.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. Okay.
All right, thank you. So this evening, we have a special use request for a manufactured home. The property is located at 765 Woodall Dairy Road within our extraterritorial jurisdiction. It's located right at the corner of Woodall Dairy Road and Gilbert Road, about a half a mile from Interstate 40. The applicant is Joseph Allen, and the property owner is Brittany Ratford. Currently, the land is vacant. The surrounding uses in the area consist of single-family homes or vacant farmland. So you have residential and agricultural uses in the area. The current zoning on the site is residential agriculture. You have your site plan here that indicates the placement of the manufactured home and the setback, so it does meet the standards for manufactured home, single-family dwelling in that district. The utilities will be provided by Johnston County Water and on-site septic for wastewater. They have applied and been approved for their septic permit at this point. And the acreage of the site is 1.5 acres. Again, as I stated, this is a quasi-judicial proceeding, and so tonight you'll hear sworn testimony. You'll be looking at the 4 findings of fact. If the application will not materially endanger the public health or safety, if located where proposed and developed, that the application meets all required specifications and conforms to the standards and practices of sound land use planning and the town code of ordinances and applicable regulations, that the application will not substantially injure the value of adjoining or abutting property and will not be detrimental to the use or development of adjacent properties or other neighborhood uses. And fourth, that the application will not adversely affect the adopted plans and policies of the town or violate the character of existing standards for development of the adjacent properties. Our future land use map does indicate that this area is suitable for industrial. However, all of the uses in that area are still currently single-family, residential, or agriculture. So I did recommend approval based upon the existing uses within that area, even though the future land use map identifies that Woodall, Dairy Road, Gilbert Road as industrial. And that is all that I have for my staff report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions at the appropriate time.
Any questions? The applicant come forward and tell us about what he wants to do. Your name and swearing.
I'm gonna swear you in, and then you'll just need to state your name and address for the record, okay? So, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. Okay, and then just state your name and address.
Joseph Allen, 820 Gilbert Road, Benson. We're just, my stepdaughter, I give her an acre and a half of land, which is connecting to 820 Gilbert Road is where my address is at. So basically giving her an acre and a half of land to put her manufactured home on. All the land was in my father's, which was passed down to me, and so we basically trying to get her a house to, a piece of property, so the property has already been put into her name. So it'll be about 2,200 square feet for four-bedroom manufactured home.
Anybody have any questions, sir?
If I can ask you, would you testify that the findings of fact here, that all those requirements would be satisfied in your opinion as the applicant, the property owner?
I do.
Just for the record.
So you've not had any opposition to this? Nobody come?
No, ma'am, I've held, set up meetings for someone to come out, and of course, I know all the neighbors. We've been there all our lives, so nobody objected to anything that we were trying to do there.
Does anybody have any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else that wants to come and speak in favor? While nobody else is coming in favor, anyone that wants to come forward and speak against? Anyone wants to come and speak against? Nobody coming forward, so we close the public hearing. Any questions of the board? I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion, we approve Woodall Dairy Road, Gilbert Road, property.
And
Yeah,
Oh.
They meet all the time.
That's
Shoot,
why
I
I
wouldn't have
didn't do it.
I wouldn't have even done that.
You wouldn't have made the motion?
Yeah,
Do
you
you
make the motion.
Do all at once, okay.
there's no opposition to
I
it.
make the motion that the applicant has met all of the findings of facts and we approve this
I
application.
think that's fine.
Thank you.
That's why I didn't open my mouth.
You did that before, too.
Let you handle
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Thank you. It is approved. Consider now the 23-24 budget. Salaries and grades included. Kimberly.
Please note that we did take out the organizational chart. The mayor has asked me to make one little change on that, but also I wanted to make sure that the names aligned with what was in the map study. We are not approving the map study tonight. So the map study has personnel policy, and we're gonna bring that back separate at the next board meeting. But what we are approving out of there is the salary and grade portion of it, okay? I'm not gonna read, do you have a question?
No.
Okay, you're looking at me. I'm not gonna read through all this again. It's the same thing that I read the last two meetings, but I do just wanna highlight that we are asking the board to approve the 23-24 budget. The total amount is $15,788,879. We are asking for a 4-cent tax increase on the general side. In the past, we've done fire for 2 cents a few years back. But other than that, we have not had an official real good tax increase since 2006. We did one in 2018 for a penny, and we took it back in 2020. So we've been 43 cents since 2006 for the most part. So we are asking for a 4-cent tax increase. Along with that, we have a volumetric rate increase in water and the 4% increase in garbage that would go along with the yearly CFI and a little bit put back in for the Porter Street facility. So I've had this presented for a month. I have talked to a couple of the commissioners, but other than that, I haven't received any questions from commissioners or the public. So we are looking to approve the budget tonight.
Is this the biggest tax increase we ever had?
Actually, no. In 2006, it was 6 cents. And that was the last significant one we've had.
What reason was it 6 cents in 2006?
The budget letter didn't really state officially. I think it was because fund balance was down. So.
Tell us how we are in fund balances, what our minimums are and what we got now.
So when the audit came in, when we had our last audit, we were at 52%. You want to be more than 8 for the LGC. The board has never officially approved a percentage that you want our fund balance to be at. Now, we balanced with fund balance last year, but I'm strongly recommended that we not. 8 is what LGC says you should not get below. Well, you don't want to get as low as 8, though.
So 52% right now.
Mm-hmm.
Max, back in '06, when she was talking about, I came on the board then, we were at 7%, and the state was fixing to move in and do something with us, and Ray Smith was sitting on the board, and several of the others, Cassandra, and I think that's why we had to. They always wanted to be everything neutral, and that just wasn't getting it. And I think that's when we made a motion to go to a 6 cent on the 100 increase. And we also had during that period, we also had a reevaluation of all our homes and stuff, and our county rates went on site. I think that's done every 8 years.
It is every 8. They're doing it. They are going to be doing it next year, and then it'll be every 4 after that. The county's changed their year amount.
We had to get it up or be taken over, and we said at that time we were going to get it to 15%, and we went from 15% to 20%, and it got up as high as 35% when I got off the board. And fund balance is something that you can't balance a budget by, and you've got to keep enough to operate for 30 days if we have a catastrophe, and we were not there. Like beach property, it's like 60-80% because they have so many storms and stuff. But
So
that's how it was explained to me.
during that time, the community accepted it okay?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I think we've had discussions at many of our board retreats about the board coming up with an acceptable percentage in our mind to say what we need to keep fund balance at as a minimum. I don't think we need to go down to the 8% by any means.
Mm-mm.
But I do think that there's a lot of room in that fund balance that we could use for capital projects and stuff that we need, such as paving and sewer and water and stuff. But I think that that's a discussion that we need to decide what our minimum is. I know in my world in managing HOAs, my industry standard is 15 to 20% of reserves. I wouldn't go any below 20, in my opinion, for the town.
Right, and keep in mind, in water and sewer, we are lower because we have so many projects going on that we're having to float the cash right now. Like, we got a $22 million project that we're probably not gonna see $22 million, any of that money until 2024. Or late 2024. So we're having to float already some projects that we're doing in water and sewer. You know, we still have the community project, the VS Community Park on the books that overran, so we're basically floating that as well right now. So that's why I say you really don't need to balance with fund balance this year. We said it last year, we said it the year before. We've got to increase taxes to be able to keep up with the services that we're providing. And we know since we haven't done it since 2006. I mean.
And some of the money that was used last year out of fund balance was done for projects.
Yes, last year, yes.
We needed, and we got it for projects, but you just can't use it for salaries.
Right.
And some of the other things that you would think, hey, we made it, we put it there, we could use it, but you can't use it for some things.
I mean, when I was on the board, there was one of our retreats, we got into this discussion, and at that time, it was, I remember he made the motion, let's make it 25%.
But it was never, it was never written down.
Yeah, I've never seen it in a policy anywhere. We can make it a policy, but yeah.
He made the motion, but it wasn't in a position that
he could do it.
he could implement. But
Yeah.
like he said, we never have put that into effect, but we
Can
kind of had it.
you, I think I was told at one time, you cannot put a policy like that in effect. We can't come up and say, okay, this board says it will stay at 25%. The next board comes along and says no, and I was told we couldn't do that at the time. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I don't know. We can ask the listserv. I've never heard that you couldn't. Have you?
School of government or whoever comes
I think you
up
could
and
pass
says,
a policy, but then, like Mr. Chandler just said,
It could
subsequent
change.
board come in and change your policy.
Yeah.
So you could make it your policy, and as long as you adhere to it, I think probably the advice that you can't do it, I don't know if that's the correct way to put it, I think you could do it, but then if something happened and Kim and Angie came in here and said, we're gonna have to use fund balance, we're gonna have to go below that threshold you placed, you know, you probably have to vote to amend your own policy anyway. So it's really just more of a guideline, I think, if you pass that.
I agree with what William said too, because I remember back when we had a lot on the books that we couldn't spend as quick as it needed to be, and our fund balance got up to over 40%. And that would be a waste of money just letting it sit there with things that out there that really need to be done. And I agree with what he said.
something else on the 4 cent on the 100.
Mm-hmm.
How much will that generate?
125,000.
Yeah.
125,000, and we're looking at a study of 153,000 that we're going to have to do some action on. We're not doing this to cover that study.
We're not, but keep in mind that study's already in this. We had salaries and grade suggestions, and then we had a list of people who in the organization needed to be bumped up in order to get to their minimum in that new salary and grade. So that is implemented in here. Also implemented in here, we're not doing a COLA this year because we couldn't do both. We couldn't do the salary study and the COLA. But what we would like to do is when we do our evaluations in January, each employee who's not in a probationary period would be eligible for up to a 5% increase. But that doesn't mean they're going to get it. It's based off of their, how they have performed. Thank you.
And when I met with you Friday, you said, because I asked about the $100,000.
That's not in the budget.
It's not in the budget.
And it wasn't in the budget, in this budget we're in right now either.
Yeah, we took it out last year.
Yeah, and it's not in this one either.
I know they've asked for pennies every year, and I know every year we've been revenue neutral, but when I came on the board, the tax rate of the county was 78 cents, and they've reduced it every year, and now they're at 73 cents. From what I understand, they've got an overage this year, a surplus
They
in
had
the
a
budget, so I don't know what their
$38 million
$38 million
yeah.
surplus of the county. So as long as they're continuing to stay or decrease, this is our opportunity to be able to get enough money for us to stay afloat.
Yeah, and we have been told that,
Without people.
And historically, we've been putting $150,000 to $200,000 a year back into fund balance, correct?
yeah, historically we have, yeah. Except for, last year, we probably won't this year either because we've used it. But yes, historically, we usually do put money back. But the last 2 years, we have not.
I think the county's looking at reducing 4%. That's what I was with a group last
4
week.
cent?
Yeah,
4%.
Right.
which would be a even wash.
If they did that, actually, we would wind up on a positive thing because their rate is higher now.
When is the house evaluation again?
They'll start them, yeah, it's next year. They'll start probably in January.
2024, and that evaluation goes into place in 25.
Yeah.
Any other discussion?
Kim, how are we, if we go 4% or 4 cent, if we go 4 cent, how is that countywide really, Smithfield's, I've got the sheet, Smithfield's?
Yeah, I didn't bring that sheet with me. Hold on,
What do you need to know? I've got it
They're,
right here.
It's
they're even.
what their tax
Yeah,
rates
for
are.
the
Have you got their
sewer.
tax
Yeah,
rates
I've got
up?
it right here. What do you want? So
Who do you want to know?
who do you want to know?
Anybody that's around us?
Smithfield's at 57 cents, Selma's at 60 cents, Princeton is at 61 cents, Pine Level's at 48 cents, Micro's at 62 cents, Kinley's at 63 cents, Clayton is at 60 cents,
And Clayton's going up.
Four Oaks is at
Well, they can
45
afford
cents.
That's right.
So,
They can.
but there's
And
surely a,
this is gonna take us to what?
this will take us to 59 cents.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, 59. 59. 12 cent, 12 of that is fire tax.
Right.
Well, I'm taxing myself at the house and I'm taxing it on the business. I'm not for higher taxes, but I don't, we've sat around since 2006 in Hatton.
Well, I don't take it as that we've been negligent by not raising taxes.
No,
Well,
mm-mm.
I don't think that's the case.
I don't either.
But I think
I'm
that
not for raising taxes in any way, shape, or form.
the cost of doing business has dramatically changed since
I
2006.
think the
And
question goes from whether you want to raise taxes or what service do you want to take
Right.
away that we're providing to the town.
But
Right.
we just need to make sure we've cut everything to the bone that we can cut. Make sure,
Mhm.
I don't wanna raise taxes and then next month have something that some citizen might think is not the best use of money.
Right.
$120,000. I was studying why the leaves turn green and turn in the fall.
Any other comments?
Absolutely.
Well, I certainly agree with Dr. Rayner. I'm not in favor of raising tax. I know we got to do what we got to do, but I'm just not in favor of it.
I'll entertain a motion.
I make the motion that we approve the 23-24 budget as presented.
Any other questions? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no.
Well,
Raise your hand if you said no. Okay, 3-2.
Do we need to do
Pass.
salary grade separately, or did I need to include?
no, does he need to do that in there? Or did that count? Because it was in one line item.
I don't know, what was your motion, to approve the budget or?
And then you can say with salary,
with salary increase.
There you-
I amend my motion to
Well,
say
you've
I
already
approve
voted
the
on it
budget.
now. I just
Yeah,
do a
that's
second
right.
motion.
I make the motion that we approve the salary and grades for, as presented.
The motion passed.
No, it
Oh, you
didn't.
need to vote on the number two.
Huh?
Vote on the salary and grades. I just made the motion to approve the salary and grades as well.
Oh, okay. Does everybody have a copy of that?
Yeah, they got it at the last meeting.
Well, if we just approved the budget, didn't we approve that, didn't we?
Yeah, but.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm asking.
This, I think to be.
That's the
on
way I
safe-
read it. It was
Just
all
to be
one
on the
piece.
safe side, because he said budget.
Let's just, yeah.
Budget's a pretty major item in the yearly course of business for a board. I think if the motion was just to approve the budget, I maybe intended the whole shooting match, but I would do a separate vote on the salaries and grades if that wasn't included in your motion.
You might want to leave that alone and let it go as it is, because I don't understand the salary. grades.
Somebody make a motion.
He did.
I did.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
No.
Okay.
Howdy.
Hold up the nose. Okay, still 3-2. Okay, the motion passed. All right. Kim will sleep good tonight. Under new business.
Nope,
We gotta do the fee schedule.
Fee schedule.
Oh, okay, system development fees.
Yeah, well, the whole fee schedule and the system development fees are included in this fee schedule. Like Kim, I'm not gonna, you all got this on May 25th. Since then, nothing has been added or changed, so we just need a motion to approve the fee schedule for fiscal year 23-24.
To include the.
And make sure with the motion you include system development fees.
Which was, the one that the Wooten Company presented. to
That's for
everybody.
new development that's gonna, with our infrastructure, so.
You're gonna vote the development fees and the fee schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, together.
Yeah, you
That
could
was-
do it like in one motion.
I'll
Make
entertain
that
a motion.
I'll make that motion that we approve. the-
Any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
Okay, thank y'all.
All right. New business. Consider approval resolution 2236-2023. Kimberly.
So this resolution has to go with the 22 million that we've been awarded by the state. We've gotten back some things that we've got to get back to them, and one of those is that the town is approving that we accept these funds, so that's what this resolution is for.
Now, does that have anything to do with the money from the county, or is it?
No, this is the state money that we're doing the plan on. You know, I sent them the budget, they sent us an acceptance of fund, like, an acceptance of the budget, and now they've sent us another list of stuff that we gotta send back. And this is included
I'll
in it.
entertain a motion to approve this.
I'll make that motion, we approve.
All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. All right, on the approval of accepting offer of well site, Kimberly.
So this is something that we've talked about in February of 2021. We had, I don't know if you all remember, but I listed some properties that we needed to put up for sale that were under the town's name. We sold two. We still have the cemetery, but this is the town well. And we actually had an offer on it. It is $1,000. It is less than what the tax value of it was. However, there is a sewer line or drainage line? A storm drain line that's running through the property that we're going to have to get an easement on. But we have gotten an offer for $1,000. Now, I sent back when we originally approved to put these lots up for sale, I did send a notice of sale to the adjacent property owners. Neither one of them wanted to purchase them. Just so happens that the one who put the bid on it has actually purchased one of those property owners' property. So he just wants it to kind of even out his lot for some
And
development.
1,000 he is to give us the easement.
Yes, and he's going to give
We'll
us,
have to pay for an easement after we sell it.
correct,
Now, how much are we getting?
$1,000. And he's already put down the 10%, or 5%.
It's a old-
He's already put down 5%.
And he's responsible for decommissioning the well that's
Yep.
on it, which is certainly a liability.
Yep.
You
at
might
present.
build a pump in.
No, he's
I
gonna,
don't think
he's
so.
gonna get rid of it.
You never know.
It's his responsibility once to deed it to him.
I'll entertain a motion for the sale.
Make a motion that we sell.
Do you need
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. Consider approval of the rear facade grant,
So, sorry, let me get.
Kimberly.
This is, last meeting, we approved the rear facade for the, church right off of Main where we're doing the alleyway project. This is for, where Salvaged Heirlooms is. So they've submitted for a rear facade, for $1,500. You see pictures here. He spent well over that. It's a matching grant. And so we're just bringing it to approval from the board to be able to pay him back in the rear facade funds, in the economic development funds.
Kim, exactly what, this is behind Max's office all the way down, right?
Uh-huh, so you got Cornerstone is the yellow, Salvaged Heirloom is the green, and the red is the church. And that is,
What is the long range, they're planning on lighting and,
yeah, so we got a grant from Electricities 2 years ago to turn this into like a meeting, a public space. So we're gonna have picnic tables out there, we're gonna have some lighting streamed across the top. It'll likely turn into what is called now a social district, at certain times of the day, or probably Thursday through Saturday. But where people can go and get food and come back and have a seat. They want to have, a glass of wine from Salvaged Heirlooms, they can come out there and drink it, or they can get something from Faint and Goat and bring it down there as well.
And
This is all grant funds.
But where you,
leave there at the
but where you're
church.
talking about doing it at is
Down get
in the alleyway,
glasses.
right?
Yes, it's the alley.
We would have to shut that.
The alley will be
Road
blocked, it'll be blocked off, yeah. There'll be planters up. Now, Mr. Max can still park behind his building because it stops at the church.
And you're talking about shutting this down permanently, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this has been in the works for a few years now.
Well, didn't you get $10,000?
We got 10,000 from Electricities, and then we got 20,000 from the tourism board.
So you talking about closing the right of way?
The street we just paved.
Yeah, it was just paved.
Permanently close it?
I don't remember talking about this
They'll
about
have
2 years
tables.
It'll be a
ago,
whole
but
separate procedure.
Okay.
But, I mean, that's not on the agenda. I'm
I
not
don't remember.
muddy at the water.
Remember they came with a big check and presented it to everybody?
I must have missed that night.
Checks?
The check was here, yeah, yeah. Tyler submitted for it when,
We got a big
it was-
check.
I just remember that, because they came, it was like one of those big checks that said $10,000.
The alleys are gonna be look better than from Main Street.
Well, that's not, you'll have to approve that in a separate action
Yeah.
anyway, so this is just a facade grant.
Yes, this is just for the facade grant, all the work that they've done back there.
Do we need to vote on that?
Yes.
I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I made that motion.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. March financials. Ms. Thornton.
Okay. At the end of March, the town stood with revenue at 73.67% and expenditures at 80.17%. Anybody have any questions about the March financials?
Any questions, anybody? I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we approve.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. April
Okay, at the end of April, revenue was at 79.80% and expenditures were at 86.92%. Any questions on April?
Any questions?
What?
Say that number again.
Revenue was at 79.80
Okay.
and expenditures were at 86.92. At the end of April, we should have been like at 83, 83, I think. 83%.
I'll entertain a motion on April.
Make a motion, we approve.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed,
Okay.
no.
Thank you.
Just remind you of one thing. We got May and June to make up that shortage that we've got.
June's
And
about
we
over with.
cannot lose money this year if you have to rob them.
We'll talk about it first.
Could consider the approval of Johnson County Public Schools contract. MOU.
All right, I'll start this off, substantive stuff, questions you might want to ask the chief. Not too much, I don't think, to hash out, though. It's just an extension of the SRO resource officer contract that we've already got in place with the elementary school and the middle school. You'll notice in here, as far as payment, the first year is 0, and that's due to the fact that we have a expiring this year Department of Justice grant that pays the first year. Then Johnson County Public Schools is going to pick up the second or the next 2 years of this 3-year contract and give you, Chief Percy, a lot of credit for, I guess, holding their feet to the fire and getting them to agree to that. So I'll
Just
take my
what
credit.
your contract was.
I didn't draft the original one. It's essentially the same format as what we entered into the last time.
Well, there was some new stuff in it.
What particularly, other than the payment?
But over towards the back.
Which document?
No, I don't have any problem with
Okay.
what's here. I'm just saying that they got a little bit sassy with some words.
Sassy attorneys.
I'll entertain
They do have a new law firm representing them. So.
Do you want to talk?
Yeah, I'll just say that the reason that the contract and stuff has to be renewed is because it's the end of the grant that's expiring. We have to pick up the tab for the 4th year, which is this year, and then in year 2 and year 3, the county is reimbursing us up to $48,000 for both years. So essentially, we're getting 2 SRO positions that the county's paying for.
No-brainer.
Y'all have any questions of the chief?
I make a motion, we approve.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Town manager's report.
Just remember that we will be closed on Monday in honor of Juneteenth, and summer reading program begins June 20th. And if y'all need anything, let me know.
Mike?
I don't have anything, Preston, unless there are questions.
Max?
No report.
Miss Holly?
No, I'm gonna play nice.
Are we through with all the paving?
How much money did you spend?
The invoice is on my desk. I'll have to tell y'all. I don't
Rough number.
Have we got any left?
bid for. Huh?
Have we got any left?
It was
Money?
200,
Any
200
money?
something thousand, 253,000. Sound about right?
Huh?
About 253,000.
We got some done for free, didn't we?
Should have been 500.
Huh?
We got to send them a bill for what they messed up, damages. They actually did bill us over.
Did they? Okay.
But Jay is working on getting an invoice. I haven't paid them yet because we need to see what their damages were first.
Okay.
Let me see.
But I thought we had,
What was it, 278?
300,000 and then added 2 years to
Yeah, there's still
Belleville,
money.
was about 500,000.
There's still money in the project fund, yes.
It was 253 or 278,000, something like that.
Okay, when do we take a look at it to see, any more to be paved?
I think now you have to wait for some of our projects to be done. Like, we're going out for bid. When are you advertising for CDBG?
It's already, I had it put on the website today, so it's already going out for bid.
Yeah, so you got CDBG coming up. We're having a pre-bid meeting the end of this month. The bids are due next month. So that's going to be sewer projects, sewer rehab projects, kind of all over, like Farmer, well, yeah, it was a lot of different streets. There was a lot of different streets. So now you're kind of rolling into projects that we know are coming up. Like we're just submitted for a grant around Harnett Street for stormwater. We've submitted for stormwater around Market and Railroad Streets in the downtown corridor. We've submitted grants for that. We've been looking at phases 3 of the water project that needs to get done, of those water lines that were recognized years ago. So I mean, now you're basically looking at what are we going to pave when the projects are done, because we're going to be cutting into road. What Jay gave y'all when he originally did that proposal for paving was where he knew we were not going to go back and mess with.
Okay.
Yep.
Only other thing, and I won't steal his thunder, Matt Smith, you want to tell them where we are with the new park? No. Okay, well, I will.
Tell us anyway.
The new equipment is out there, and they are going to put it together, and hopefully by the Benson Singing Convention.
Everything was delivered yesterday, and they're going to be back tomorrow to start install, and it'll be done by hopefully the end of this week, and if not, it'll be the beginning of next week.
Are they doing ground changes first?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do what now?
the
What are they doing
ground,
to the ground?
What are they doing to the ground?
the sand.
They've taken all the trees out, they've leveled out the sand that's out there, they've taken out most of that sand. They're leveling out now. The company came in yesterday, delivered everything, and they're gonna install everything. He's supposed to come back, they had a job to finish in Apex today. They're supposed to come back tomorrow and install.
So
Do
they
they
install the
install-
flooring with the stuff all at the same time?
Yeah, well, no, the equipment will go in, then they'll do the border and the surfacing after that.
Oh, that goes
But everything's included. That was the piece that's gonna go, and where the old piece was, the 3-bay swing set, and then all the borders and surfacing is gonna be in after. And that, it's gonna take them a few days, where it would take me weeks, so, and plus they're certified to do it, and I'm not. So.
Did you get that walkway fixed at Grove, at the mill in there?
I don't know, I'm not sure what walkway you're talking about. No, the ramp, the ramp is gonna be, we'll have it ready for the thing, but it's not gonna be new.
Not gonna be new?
It will be,
Safe?
with approval, will be new for the next thing.
But it'll be safe.
Yes? No, a guy my size walks up it every day, 2 or 3 times, so, and I'm no lightweight.
A lot of people goes up that road.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have it patched as best as we can patch it, but that's all it is now, is patching. And we've been patching that thing for a lot of years. So hopefully, with the next year, we're gonna have a grant to come in and redo that entire thing with like Forever Deck. That's what I'm hoping for.
Thanks.
Sure. No problem.
William?
I've just got one thing. It's kind of an old request, but after our last meeting in May, I've had 2 comments come to me. One from a state level politician who logged on to try to watch us online, and they said that we're not being heard at all on our video and our camera system, where we're looking at the backs of people's heads. We're not putting on a good show, and we're asking them for a lot of money, and there's a lot of them up there that are logging on to watch to see what we're doing down here, and it's not being portrayed very well. So I don't know what we need to do to be able to get a better system or enhance the system that we've got where it works, but it's noticeably bad by people that are watching us online.
Yeah, that's why I tell you, like, you see how close I am to this microphone? That's why I do that, because I hear the same thing. Y'all have got to get these microphones in your mouth almost.
I get the same,
Um,
comment, they say they ain't got a problem here in Wheel.
That's what I hear. Be a little
Um,
quieter.
Now,
I looked at the layout though, but everybody here is coming.
I think you're talking about people at the podium.
They told, one that called me from Raleigh told me the only person he could hear was the person at the podium. He couldn't hear any of the remarks made by the council.
You can't hardly hear me.
Yeah, y'all have
Well,
got,
me and Cassandra usually share, and it's right
yeah,
in the middle.
yeah. Y'all have got to pull those mics close. Because I know people have told me, I can hear you, Kim, but I can't hear anybody else.
I just know, it's the first time I realized that I got a call from somebody in Raleigh, and apparently they're watching, because apparently we're asking for a lot of money.
Mhm.
They want to know what's going on, and they said it was really bad. So we need to just be mindful or change the way we do. I don't know what the answer is, but what we're doing right now is not working.
Yeah.
So.
We tried lapel mics before, but that didn't do well either. We have some, actually. But that's what Becky used when she was here. You heard how it came in and out. But these are newer. I mean, these are pretty new, and they're effective as long as we pull them close. Yeah, eat them.
How come we can't get another one?
We'll get you another one, or we give you Ike's. And Ike can use
You
mine.
can have wheels.
Am I allowed? Am I allowed?
No, you're not loud. I
Can you
almost told you a while ago to pull it close. Yeah.
I don't want people to hear me breathe in it or anything.
Well, I mean, I pull it back when I'm not talking.
Well, I agree with William. We need to get so that the people sitting in the back knows what's going on, and that, if we have to move that camera so that it
Well,
covers
most have a camera system where if Will's speaking, the camera would go to Will. And we don't have that capability here. And I mean, I don't know how much systems cost. I mean, obviously, we're tight on budget, but I'm just saying that as we move forward and technology is ahead of us, we are way behind. And it's noticeable when you look at us online.
Yeah, I can get Tyler to find out what a camera like that would be and let y'all know.
Okay.
Because he's also working on getting that TV fixed, too, for this side of the room.
that needs to be fixed.
Yeah, he's working on
And
it.
Kim, thank you very much for getting their area at 95 mowed.
You're very.
If you get any heat from DOT, tell Alan Johnson. He meets with them all the time.
Well, I met with him. We actually met with him today, and we brought it up. And I was like, "Y'all can slap my hand. It's fine." But it was 1.5 feet tall, and I was done looking at it. So they did say that it is the contractor's responsibility to do it. I don't know that they were very happy that I did it, but because there are stakes. I mean, there's stakes out there. It's been surveyed, but they did it with a mower. I saw them out there when I came in. I went by it a couple times. They didn't mess up any of the flags that were already out there. So I told them, there's just too much going on in the summertime around here. We got the scene coming up. I mean, it had to look good. So, yeah.
They were happy you cut it.
The person that I know it, but the person that talked to me did call me back and said, well, you finally got it done. I said, no, that's DOT's, but you got it done through the town.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, and you must be doing a little better on the pickup service because I'm seeing less and less limbs. And
Well, now keep in mind this week is our spring cleanup with Waste Industries. So for anybody out there listening, get it up in your yard. Waste Industries right now is going to pick up anything that's out there as far as yard debris. And they'll do another sweep next week. But then after that, it'll be us again.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. Brockland,
Should have been a flyer, but yeah.
Brockland and Main Street.
Uh-huh.
Brockland and Main shrubs pulled up and set on the side. I said it'd probably be picked up today because it's Tuesday, but.
Are they still there?
They what?
Are they there still?
They were this afternoon.
Okay. All right. I'll get Jeremy on it tomorrow.
Have you finished?
Did you,
Yes, ma'am.
give
You
me
won't
the plan
say
straight?
anything at all.
No.
I did. So she was backyard service, the one you called me about too. She was backyard service. I'm assuming that the different drivers, they missed it, but I had our guys just go and empty it for her. and throw it at Porter Street and move on. And I let them know. She did get it. Yeah, it got emptied.
Anything else that needs to come before the board?
I'll make a motion with adjourn.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no.
Hey, Derek just texted and said our camera does move. We just have to set it to do that.